Everyone seems to think Michael is a bad movie, but I think people completely misunderstood what it was actually trying to do. Even Rotten Tomatoes scored it low. But that might actually prove the film's point. Because what if the entire movie, including that ending, was carefully engineered to protect Michael Jackson's legacy? Hello, I'm Daps, and thanks for chilling with me. You see, I've now watched Michael twice, and the second time completely changed how I saw it. What looks messy at first starts to feel very deliberate. So if you haven't seen it yet, this is your spoiler warning. You still here? Good. Because this is where things get interesting. You see, Michael isn't just a biopic. It's a story about control. Control of talent, control of image, and ultimately, control of legacy. The film opens up in Gary, Indiana, and right away was shown something very important. Not just talent, but pressure. Joe Jackson isn't portrayed as a loving father. He's portrayed as a drill sergeant. Michael, eyes up here. Maybe not quite like that, but you get the point. But from the very first scene, perfection isn't encouraged. It's demanded. And this is where the film starts planting its first idea. Michael Jackson wasn't just talented, he was manufactured. Even moments like the big nose insult, they're not random, because later in the film, when Michael chooses surgery, it doesn't just feel cosmetic, it feels psychological. Like the film is showing us exactly where the insecurity came from. And so that's not messy storytelling, that's cause and effect. And as the film moves into the Motown era, the idea of manufacturing becomes even clearer. We see Berry Gordy not just producing music for Mike, but shaping his image, changing Michael's age, positioning him as a child prodigy. That isn't accidental, it's branding. And suddenly, the film starts to feel less like a biography and more like a blueprint. Even small details, like Michael being told to stay still in his studio, shows the tension between who he is and what the industry needs him to be, a performer or a product. And that conflict becomes the engine of the entire story. It's evident that Michael's adverse childhood experiences growing up with his father sharpened him to be a hero on stage, but an emotional weakling behind closed doors. Then we hit the turning point, the Quincy Jones era. This is where Michael starts to push back. He wants a new sound, a new identity, and for the first time, it feels like he's not just part of the machine, he's actually trying to control it. Firing his father, building his own team, even choosing the name Thriller instead of something more personal for his album. It shows a bit of a shift from being shaped to shaping himself. But the film doesn't present this as a clean victory, because even as he gains control, the pressure doesn't disappear. It just evolves. And this is where things get really interesting. The film leans heavily into performance, spectacle, music, energy, but seems to avoid the darker, more controversial parts of his life. And at first, that feels like a flaw. But what if it's intentional? What if the film isn't trying to tell the whole truth, but instead preserve a specific version of it? A version where Michael isn't just a man, but a symbol. So when critics say the ending feels incomplete, maybe that's the point. Because this film isn't trying to be definitive, it's trying to be controlled. Controlled in the same way Michael's image always was. Once you see it like that, guys, the whole film starts to make a lot more sense. Overall, I think Michael is a spectacle. It's not perfect, but it's far more intentional than people give it credit for. You see, I'd even score it a 7.5 out of 10 or a 75%, which is a lot higher than Rotten Tomatoes' 39%. But I think even they might have missed the bigger picture. Let me know what you think. Did the film work for you, or am I reaching? Now, if you enjoyed watching this, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know if you'd like to see a more in-depth episode of me breaking down the entire movie scene by scene with some historical context. I've been Daps. Take care and have a blessed day.